Welcome to 5% Radio, where it's all about learning like no one else today so you can live like no one else tomorrow. Please be sure to share and subscribe. What is up, and welcome back to another episode of the 5% Radio podcast. Today is episode number 64, and I want to talk to you about why your next skill is one of the most crucial things you can focus on right now. Just a little bit of an update while I've been away from the show for a couple weeks. Things have been absolutely chaotic, not in a bad way, but I've been doing a lot of different things for the agency. Started to create more content. By the way, if you guys want to look us up, my website is .com/advertising.com. So .com all spelled out, DOTCOM, and the word advertising.com. We have a ton of different pages on the website, but anyway, so we're specializing in specifically working on helping chiropractors scale their practices. I picked a niche that I have experience in, and we're really going to drill down on that and do that only and turn any other business and credit cards, any other offers of clients away. So I'm strictly going to do, for the first time since I started the agency, I'm only going to have one type of customer avatar, which is difficult to do because, I mean, money is money, and it's difficult to pretty much tell someone that comes to you like, hey, can you do XYZ for us? We'll pay you. To say yes to that is short-term money, but you're saying no to long-term money because you're breaking your focus. And one of the things that I have realized that I've done over and over and over again since I've joined the world of entrepreneurship, meaning since I left a 9-to-5 job, I left security, as some people would say, and I ventured out for opportunity. And by the way, if you chase security and you cling to, low risk and everything else, you actually will lose opportunity and security. So you have to choose which one you're going to value more. Do you value more opportunity, or do you value more security? Because the people that cling to security actually get neither, because when you're stuck in the 9-to-5 job world, no matter how good of a job you do, I don't want to get into a monologue here, but no matter how good of a job you do, no matter how well you work, no matter how much you put into that, ultimately, one boss, one acquisition, one, you name it, you're that close to the edge of there being no more job, no more, potentially the entire company could be gone. Your specific role in the company could be eliminated. I cannot tell you how many people I've heard from that have been in industries or jobs or specific companies they've been with for literally decades. I'm talking 25 plus 30 years. And just like that, overnight, they get let go. Their position has been eliminated. So you really need to decide what you want to pursue, because you cannot actually get security as an employee, but you can have opportunity as an entrepreneur. Even in the S quadrant, you can have opportunity, even though it's not necessarily a significant amount more security. But the thing is, when you have a job, you can usually see getting fired coming about 3 seconds before it happens. Like, there's not really a whole lot of notice, but when you have a business, a self-employed business, you're still employed. You're not a business owner in the B quadrant. A lot of people get that confused. So it's still not something you can step away from and it grows long-term without you. I'm not talking a week vacation or a month. I'm talking 6 months plus. It actually not only sustains, but it grows when you're gone. Talked about this in episodes 3 and 4, not floor. But if you look at that, the consideration really is like, do I want opportunity, or do I want security? Because at least when you have your own self-employed business, yes, you're still employed. You still work a job. The difference is that you own that job, or rather sometimes that job owns you, but at least you can see things coming. So one of the things that I've really failed to focus on the agency in the past is that I never really just picked like, we're doing this and this only, because by saying yes to one thing, it means that you're saying no to dozens and hundreds and potentially thousands of other things. But I finally niched down. I said, we're going to work with chiropractors. I have experience in the niche. I enjoy working with doctors. I worked inside of a chiropractic practice for about 3 years. So if you know people who are looking to scale their chiropractic practice and they want done-for-you appointment generation services, that's what we do. But anyway, plug over. So my birthday was June 20th of obviously this month, because this is June. I'm super sharp today. I'm really on it. But so my birthday just happened. I turned 30 years old, which is, just another year, and it's not really a huge deal. But in hindsight, kind of looking back on like how fast the 20s go, I know the 30s will go faster. I know the 40s will go even faster. I know the 50s will go faster. And if I'm blessed enough to make it through my 60s and 70s, I know those will absolutely just clip by at an unbelievable pace. And the thing that I have failed to do throughout my life is to focus on the next skill. So in this episode, I want to talk to you about the importance of the next skill, what I mean by the next skill, why so few people actually focus on what's important next, what that costs most people, and then long term, what happens to the person who desires to move on but refuses to focus on the thing, not that they enjoy or that they're good at, but that they're actually bad at. So when I say focusing on the next skill in business and entrepreneurship, really in anything in life, if you could think of it as, Alex Hormozy gives this example that I love. He talks about a video game. And I'm not a big gamer, never really have been. I played when I was younger. If you are a grown man playing video games and you are listening to this podcast and you want to move on with your life, I'm going to tell you right now, sell the console, sell the games, sell the controllers, sell the gaming chair, sell the headset. Yes, you can do everything in moderation, but whatever's permitted will increase. And if you're the type of person who plays video games 4 or 5, 6 hours a day, and you think that you're just going to walk by the console day after day after day and not ever get on the thing and get back into that groove, then you're sadly mistaken. I've seen a lot of people step away from it and get right back into it. It's just like any other addiction. Addiction does not have to have a negative connotation. It could be a good thing that you were addicted to, but get rid of it. Like whatever's permitted will increase. And if you allow a little bit, I promise you a lot will eventually find its way into your calendar, because it is something that you can just waste copious amounts of time on. So again, that being said, I love this analogy. I am not a gamer. I believe it is a horrible way to spend your time. I'm not going to step back or apologize about that. If you like video games, that's great. If I lose a listener because of this, totally understand. It's not something you should spend your life on. There is no ROI. I don't spend time watching TV. My wife and I watch a movie here and there. If I want to watch something with the family at dinner, we'll pull the iPad out, I'll watch something on YouTube. Like, I understand there's no return on investment on that time. I'm not fooled by that. But thinking, quote unquote, that I have to, relax, or I have to just let my, all my mind's buzzing, I just have to calm my mind, or whatever other kind of like bullcrap excuse you want to put in there, that you've got to relax and, kind of get yourself ready to do nothing the rest of the evening. So you need to watch a couple hours of TV. It's garbage. So if that's you, if you're wasting time doing that, you need to quit, because I promise you the game of entrepreneurship, the game of chasing your dreams, the game of building something, the game of taking your time and doing something today that you might get paid for next year, it might be 10 years from now, it might be by the time your kids are old enough to take over the thing you're doing, but you're building something today to pay you for all of your tomorrows. There is nothing in my mind on this earth that I can do with my time outside of anything to do with my walk with Christ. There's nothing that I enjoy more. I love spending time with my family. I love ministry. I love all those things. But as far as just like, if I have to work, if I have to earn my living, there's nothing that I enjoy doing more than doing something today that will not pay me whatsoever in this specific moment, but it will pay me over and over and over and over and over again later on in life. So in business and entrepreneurship, a lot of people like to study what they like. It doesn't make you any better. I've done martial arts since I was 5 years old. If I were to focus on my strength over and over and over and over and over again, yes, I can strengthen my strength. But if I never bring up my weakness, like let's say that, so I did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for a short stint. So let's say that I am excellent at choking people and I am terrible at defending a choke from someone else on me. Like my skill is good, but if I would just focus on that skill of learning how to defend and block a choke. So if I could learn how not to get choked out, think about how many more matches I could be in. Think about how much longer I could go, how many more at-bats I would have to actually use my strength, but instead I'm actually stuck by the thing that I don't enjoy working on, and therefore I don't work on, so it always stays a weakness. So you need to focus on what you're stuck on, not the thing that you enjoy working on. It does no good for a marathon runner to go out and run a 1 mile over and over. Law of diminishing returns says that the more they do it, the less they get out of it. So once they're down to like, a 440 mile or a 437 mile, like once they get down to that, does it really help them that much to get down to a 434? Now, if you're a marathon runner and you're listening to this and you're like, oh yeah, it would take a few minutes. Like I get that. Okay. So if they can get their 1 mile time down, another 3 seconds, you multiply that over the race, 3 seconds multiplied over 26.2 is another 78.6 seconds. In other words, another minute and 18.6 seconds. Like that's not really going to do that much. So I can work on the thing that I enjoy. For example, in business, I love focusing on the skill of setting appointments. I love it. In sales and marketing, I love focusing on that specific skill set. I love reading books on psychology. I love reading marketing and sales books. But like right now, my constraint in my agency and my constraint in my other business that we're building passive income is getting people in front of me. It's getting people on a Zoom, on a phone call, getting people who I can go from, hey, I've never met them, to, hey, what's your name and number, to, boom, we're sitting down to coffee. Like, that skill right there, I love doing that. But what I really need to get better at in my agency specifically is just getting more leads. So I enjoy that, but I have to do all of the stuff before the sales call. Like, it's not hard to talk to someone once they're on a sales call. I have to focus on all the other stuff. I have to learn cold email. I have to learn content creation. I have to learn how to make high value lead magnets that are so valuable that people would pay for them and they're shocked when you don't charge for them. I have to learn how to do video editing so people not only watch my content and think, man, that was great information, but they're actually not bored out of their minds. I have to learn how to do YouTube shorts and find the best softwares and find where can I hire people to do this once I've learned the skill and know the exact way that I want it done. I have to learn how to recruit and properly train talent so I can get myself from doing role A, B, and C to just doing role A and B, and then eventually just doing role A, and then eventually just getting to the place where I manage people who do roles A, B, and C, and then I look for better and better talent all the time. So then I have to learn recruiting and training. So right now I'm stuck on a specific thing, and whatever you're bad at is like a dam holding back your future progress. It is the bottleneck, so to speak, that they talk about in business. Whatever I'm struggling with right now, if I fix that thing, if you can imagine there's a funnel, and everything that you want is on the other side of that funnel. So the bottle that I'm pouring into this funnel, and at the bottom of the funnel, there's stuff going into this bottle. The bottle that I'm pouring into, it's only going to go as fast as that funnel is big at the bottom, period. I can pour in 1,000 gallons an hour, and 990 of those gallons are going to, I don't know if that's the right math based on, average funnel, but 990 of those gallons are just going to be basically spent like overflowing onto the water because I have not fixed the thing that I need to fix. I have not fixed the size of the funnel. The constraint that I have is still the same. So I'm naturally outside of, sales and psychology and word tracks and all those different things, tactical empathy and reading books about, FBI guys and how they worked with hostage negotiations and how they read body language. And I love that stuff. I love that stuff so much. Personalities books, like the 4 different types of people in a sale, like what frame you're going into. Oren Klaff, he wrote a book called Pitch Anything, and he talked about 4 different frames, and you talk to the limbic system, and you talk to the croc brain, and this and that. And what type of person am I selling right now? That gears the conversation that I have, So I hop on a sales call, and I'm like, hey, John, great to meet you, man. Is now still a bad time? Okay, awesome. Hey, tell me about your day. How's it been so far? And we start to talk a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to waste either of our time, John, so I really want to kind of set the pace for this call and just set the expectation, get us both on the same page. Does that sound fair? Awesome. Okay, so basically there's 4 different kinds of people that I talk to on any given intro call, John. The first type of person is this, the second type of person is that, the third type of person is this, and the fourth type of person is this. They've had these experiences, they hold these values. Which one of those do you relate with most? And then now I know in the back of my brain, okay, I know exactly what obstacles, what objections, what issues, what beliefs, what experiences. I know exactly what this guy has been through, how he feels, what he's going to bring up towards the end of the call, what's going to prevent him from closing, what's going to stop me from getting his credit card and actually providing him with the service that we do. I know exactly what I have to do in this conversation because he's type 1. I love that stuff. And if you're a sales guy, by the way, and you've never used that, write out the 3 or 4 types of prospects that you have. Ask the person's permission at the beginning of the call to basically say, hey, I'm going to throw out 3 different prospects or 3 different types of people that I talk to on these calls. And could you just tell me which one you relate with most at the end? And then now I know I'm going to have conversation number 1, conversation number 2, or conversation number 3 because I'm talking to a type 1, 2, or 3. So I love that kind of stuff. But I'm also naturally an operations guy, which means I love to do all of the workflows, all of the calendar setup, all the reminders, all of the, hey, when are we going to send this case study and what's this page going to look like? And I love all that stuff. What's onboard? I had onboarding figured out before I had my first client. What's the contract going to say? How are we going to word this? Okay, the first text reminder when they get the confirmation, what is that going to say? And then what's the page that they hit going to look like? What value do we want to give them on that page immediately after they book the call so they can associate the fact that our company delivers value whether you've paid or not yet? All that stuff, I love. I love improving customer experience, product, service, deliverability, sales scripts, designing a customer journey, tracking all the metrics. I've got all my spreadsheets laid out. I've got my softwares laid out. I love that stuff. But guess what? I have all of that done already, and I have not had the first client come into our pipeline, book a meeting, and close. Like, so I'm just being totally like transparent here with you guys. We've serviced a lot of clients, and I've got a ton of reviews, and I've worked with a lot of different people and a ton of different niches. I've written copy for people who are doing 7 figures a year. I've written copy for, the head copywriter of a $1 billion company. I worked under him and his agency and actually wrote copy for his client whose company is worth $1 billion. I've done a lot of fun things in the agency space, but I've never really move the ball forward in a big way to get where we're making substantial income from just the agency, because I've never focused on the thing that I need to do next, which is the skill of acquiring B2B leads. In other words, from their business to my business, I have to learn how to acquire those leads. I can acquire leads for customers all day long. If you're a chiropractor, man, I can do that. If you're a gym, I can do that. If you are another business in town and you're like, hey, I want to network with another business, like, read all the books, I know exactly what we have to do. If I know that stuff, but that's not my important skill. Like right now I'm learning cold outreach. So cold email, cold DM, so direct message, and then basically just learning how can I train a team and how can I learn myself to get people to actually book a sales call. I know I can sell them once they're on. I know I can craft an offer that is appealing. Like I know I can do all this other stuff, but if I never fix the size of the funnel at the bottom, I don't know what you're working on right now. I don't know what your next thing is, but I can tell you right now that if you continue to do what you've always done, you're going to always get what you've got in the past. A lot of people will live the same 6 months, 12 months, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years over and over. And it's just this cyclical thing where they pretty much just continue to do the same old, and they avoid the thing they should be working on most and just continue to do what they enjoy. They're like, well, I don't know why I didn't get any better. I got even better. I sharpened the axe even more, so to speak, at the thing that I'm already good at. And I never actually worked on my weakness. Like I never looked at why is the business not moving forward, and then what will it take to learn that skill? Like it is not fun for me at all to learn video editing, but I'm not at the place where I can justify paying someone to do that because there's no ROI in my videos yet. Like views are not ROIs. Scheduled appointments are not ROIs. ROIs would be like, I know that I will book this many appointments per week the next video I put out because when I get this many views per week, I book this many calls. Like then, yes, I can hire someone, but right now that is one of my next skills that I'm learning. So I have to learn how to get B2B leads. I have to learn how to then close a high percentage of those. And then after that, and again, this is the stuff that I nerd out on. After that, I have to learn how to deliver a crazy, amazing product or service, which I already know exactly what we're going to do. I've already got everything laid out. I'm ready to go. I know we're going to crush it for the first client that comes through the door. And as soon as we can, we're going to do some ridiculously sick offer, like 100% money back guarantee, plus we'll pay you an extra $500, plus we'll work 90 days for free. Like it's going to be absolutely absurd. Like they'd be an idiot to say no, because I know that we can deliver. I already know that. I just need a couple case studies so I can be like, look, we've already done it. Let us do it for you. Like I understand that. But at the same time, all the things that I have to work on now are preventing me from doing what I enjoy. And the thing that you need to work on now, if you work a job, is getting out of that job, is getting enough money in the bank that you have enough security that you can take that leap, is getting out of all your consumer debt, your credit cards, your cars, all that kind of stuff, paying off your mortgage if you can. Well, that's not what my financial advisor said. Well, guess what? Your financial advisor gets paid to give people financial advice, and he has a job. If you don't want a job, don't take advice from a guy with a job on how to manage your money. I've never understood that one. I've heard so many wealthy people talk about this. This is totally just a tangent, free value here. But if you want to learn how to get financially free and retire at an early age, and the guy you're working with is not going to retire by that age, and he is probably not better off than you. I'm not talking about like, oh, I've got this in this account and it got this percent return. Like, how much money does the guy have liquid? And if he had to cash stuff out, how much would he have? What is his cash flow? Like, what is his income situation? How much debt does he have? What's his debt to income ratio? Like, all these different things. And you'll pay a guy who's making, 50 grand a year, and he gets paid not off of how well your money does normally. He gets paid off of the percentage that him and his firm manages, and you're going to that guy for financial advice. He is literally directly incentivized to manage as much of your money as possible, regardless of how it does. Like, there's so many things that you've got to get to a place where quit doing what you enjoy now to do what you enjoy later. Like if you enjoy video games now, stop them now. That's not something that's going to benefit you. If you enjoy watching TV 4 hours a day, stop doing that and focus on your next skill. What is the thing holding you back the most? What is the dam in the river that if you were to take that away, the water would rush and you would be able to move the ball forward so fast? Like, what is that thing for you? And then after that, you have to focus on everything but what's not your next skill. Meaning I only focus on my next skill until I have a different constraint, because your constraints determine your scale. The thing that is keeping you stuck is what determines how fast you can grow next. So I've got to fix that thing before I can move on to the next thing. I've got to fix my ability to acquire customers before I can fix how great our product is. I can always be working on the product, but it matters absolutely zero if I have no reviews, no case studies, and no raving fans telling me about how amazing the experience was working with the agency. It doesn't matter at all. Like, I can work on that until I'm blue in the face. No one's going to contact me online and be like, you know what, I heard that you've never helped anyone with this, but I've heard that your product and your plan to help people was so amazing. Can I please work with you? Like, it's not going to happen. But you know what will happen? Hey, I've seen your content. I'd like to work with you. How much do you charge? Hey, I've seen all your case studies. I'd like to work with you. How much do you charge? Hey, I got one of your emails and one of your direct messages from your appointment setters. I went and checked you guys out on Facebook, checked you guys out on YouTube. I saw some of your content, saw the things. I downloaded one of your free lead magnets. Dude, this stuff is absolutely incredible. I don't know exactly what you guys do and how you do it, but based on everything I've heard, you are definitely the agency that we're looking for, and we want to do whatever we can to work with you. So what's our next step? Like that, people will do that, but they're not going to be like, I've heard about you, even though no one reached out to me to book an appointment. I just found you online. Probably not going to happen. Like, I need to work on the next skill, and you need to work on the next skill as well. The thing that you love to do is probably not the thing that you need to do. Do the boring thing. That's the highest impact activity with the greatest leverage. See, because when you start, it's really easy to do what's easy. Well, no duh, Jesse. Like, thanks for that nugget right there, buddy. Like, it's super easy to do the thing that is not hard. But what you need to do when you start is do the thing that sucks. Do the thing that you don't want to do. Because think about this. When you get started, you have the most passion. You have the most just drive to get it done. And everything you do gives you the least amount of return. So your passion's high. The workload's high. It's difficult. You're spending money. I was going to say paying money, but you're spending money. You're investing money, expecting an ROI. And you are putting in all of this time, all of this effort, all of this mental bandwidth with the expectation that I will get paid for this eventually. So when your passion's at its highest, you're getting the least amount of return. So I have to focus on the thing that is next, meaning I have to focus on actually getting the business up and running. Once I have the business up and running, then I have all kinds of different things to manage. But until I get it up and running, then I'm stuck. Stop reading about the thing that you enjoy. Stop studying investing and start to look for a way to work the same hours you do, but master a higher paying skill. Like, I can study investing in stocks and all this other stuff, or I could go learn how to take the same 40 hours I'm currently trading and make twice the amount of money and then focus on investing. Like, what's going to give me a faster return over a longer horizon of time? Probably learning how to double my income in the next 6 months. And yes, there are ways that you can do that, and significantly more than that. You're just probably going to have to work more up front. Stop reading about sales when you've already become proficient enough. Figure out the next thing. Stop trying to tighten up your supplement stack when all you really need to eat is clean food. And eat clean food long term. Focus on your sleep. Focus on your water. I'm giving you different analogies, but it's so funny. I'll see people in the gym all the time, and like they're looking at this super diced guy who's been training for, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years, and he looks amazing, and like his form is great, and his vascularity is incredible. He's so lean, like oh my gosh, like that guy's delts are incredible, like this and that. And they're like, what supplements do you take? Or what drugs do you take? Like, just because you take the same stuff doesn't mean you're going to look like that guy. Like that is the tip of the iceberg that you see. And you're like, oh, so if I do that thing, like if I do the 2% of this guy's training regimen, then I'll get his results. Like, no, it's the other 98%. It's him tracking his sleep. It's him going to bed at the same time, waking up at the same time. It's the amount of water he takes. It's the amount of sodium that he allows or does not permit into his diet. It's the foods that he eats. It's the interval that he eats in. It's the days that he does a specific type of cardio in this zone, in this heart rate range. Like it's his recovery day. It's his massage work. It's his stretching. It's all the stuff that he does so he can train like that. And then he takes the little bit of icing on the top that you see, the icing on the cake that you're like, oh, that's the whole cake. The tip of the iceberg just a little bitty at the top, and you think if I do that, then I'll have this. Like, no. What do you need to do next? When he had been training as long as you've been training now, what was his next thing? Ask him that and focus on that. The next skill is what's most important, not the one that's after it, not what's fun, not what's the easiest. You have to do what's going to give you the highest return on your investment. If you're stuck somewhere, focus on what you're stuck on. If you can fix that sticking point, everything else will move forward. If you keep focusing on the things that you love, but they're after the sticking point, you will remain stuck. I just want you guys to understand that the next thing you need to learn, and only you know what that is, the next thing you need to learn is the highest value, highest leverage. Like, that is what's holding you back. You want to get promoted in corporate America because you're not ready to go out on your own. I guarantee you, if you started working on your communication and your ability just to put your head down and work and work and work and work and work and work and work. Again, if you're not ready to go out on your own, if you are not ready for that, totally fine. Remember when I left my job, the day that I left my job, I felt great. The next morning I woke up, I was panicked. Like, I didn't share this with anyone, but the amount of like, oh my gosh, like I make all my own income now. I have no paychecks coming in. Like I have no, like nothing. I have no raises, no sales commissions. Like it is strictly eat what I killed or don't eat, like period. Like make money off the deals that I closed or don't make money at all. And like when you get that mentality, if you're not there yet, that's totally fine. But when you get there, like you have to learn fast or you starve. You have to learn fast or you go broke. You have to learn fast or you go bankrupt. You have to learn fast or bad things will happen. And if you can take that same mentality now, when bad things are not happening, and you can think, if I don't learn this, not it's never going to work, not I'll be in the same spot 5 years, but like if I don't learn that something bad is going to happen, like immediately, if you can put yourself into that frame of mind and stay there day after day after day, then you will push yourself, you will learn your next skill, and you will listen to the next episode number 65, because I am done, and I will talk to you guys next time.